Welcome to Before the Council, a reading of the Revere City Council Agenda for the meeting of Monday, March 10th, 2014. There are 8 items on the agenda this week. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. with the Public Works Committee meeting, chaired by Councilor Robert J. Hass, Jr. Councilor Ira Novoselsky is vice chair, along with Councilors Arthur Guinasso, Charles J. Patch, Sr., Councilor Richard Penta, Councilor John Powers, and Councilor Stephen Reardon. The committee will discuss the following items. First, the Winthrop Avenue Sewer Project. Second, pothole repair citywide. And third, snow removal from streets and sidewalks over the past several storms. At 5 p.m., we have the Legislative Affairs Committee meeting, chaired by Councilor Robert J. Hass, Jr., along with Councilors Stephen Morabito, Charles J. Patch, Sr., Richard Penta, John Powers, and Stephen Reardon. The committee will discuss the following items. First, pursuant to Council Order 14-010, an amendment to the Senior Citizen Property Tax Work-Off Abatement Ordinance, and second, pursuant to Council Order 14-031, an amendment to the Sale of Tobacco Products Ordinance. At 5:55, we continue with the Appointments Committee meeting chaired by Councilor Arthur Guinasso, with Councilors Jessica Giannino, Stephen Morabito, Charles J. Patch, Sr., and Stephen Reardon. The committee will consider the following appointments. 1, for reappointment to the Election Commission for a 3-year term expiring on April 1st, 2016, Mr. Robert Screamer of Revere, Massachusetts. 2, for reappointment to the Planning Board for a 5-year term expiring on January 1st, 2019, Mr. James Giovanni of Revere. 3rd, for reappointment to the Planning Board for a 3-year term expiring on January 6th, 2017, Mr. Louis Charloni of Revere, Massachusetts. 4th, for reappointment to the Planning Board for a 3-year term expiring on January 6th, 2017, Mr. John D. Simone of Revere, Massachusetts. 5th, for appointment to the Planning Board for a 3-year term expiring on January 6, 2017, Mr. Sal Amico of Revere, Massachusetts. And 6th, for appointment as a constable, Mr. Michael Zaccaria of Revere, Massachusetts. Please be advised that in order for an appointment to be confirmed by the full City Council, the appointee must attend the appointment subcommittee meeting. At 6 p.m., we have the Revere City Council meeting, which begins with a salute to the flag, the roll call of members, and the approval of the journal of the meetings held on February 24th and February 27th, 2014. Calendar item number 1 is the Public Works Committee report. Calendar item number 2 is the Legislative Affairs Committee report. Calendar item number 3 is the Appointments Committee report. Calendar item number 4 is a communication from Mr. Frederick Ferragamo and Ms. Sandra Gianelli of 66 Sherman Street, petitioning the Revere City Council to abandon a certain portion of Brookdale Street. Dated February 17th, 2014, it's addressed to the Revere City Clerk. Dear Ms. Melnick, my husband and I are writing to you in regard to the unused section of Brookdale Street located behind our home. My husband and I have lived at 66 Sherman Street for over 17 years. Over the course of the last 17 years, we have maintained this section of Brookdale Street with regards to the physical upkeep, that is, landscaping and trash removal of the land. We would like to petition the City of Revere to formally abandon the remaining section of the vacant lot. We would like to acquire a section of Brookdale Street that coincides with our current property line and extend to the end of Sherman Street. This would allow us to make renovations to our home that would greatly improve upon the appearance of the property. Please consider our petition to improve on the great city we live in. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. We look forward to hearing from you soon. Sincerely, Frederick P. Ferragamo and Ms. Sandra M. Gianelli. In a response dated March 3rd, 2014, from the City Clerk, Ms. Ashley E. Melnick, Dear Mr. Ferragamo and Ms. Gianelli, in addition to your petition requesting abandonment of a certain portion of Brookdale Street, you will need to submit a plan as required by Section 12.12.030 of the revised ordinances of the City of Revere. An engineer or surveyor should be able to draw up the plans in accordance with the stated provisions. You will also need to submit a check to the City Clerk's office in the amount of $180 made payable to the Revere Journal for the public hearing advertised as required by the Revere Revised Ordinances, Section 12.12.050. Your petition will appear on the Revere City Council Agenda of March 10th, 2014. The public hearing will not be scheduled until the required plan and check are submitted. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact me. Very truly yours, Ashley E. Melnick, City Clerk for the City of Revere. Calendar item number 5 is a communication from the Mayor relative to the appointment of the Chair of the Historical Commission, dated March 5th. Dear City Council, I respectfully request that the City Council consider the appointment of Mr. John Henry as Chair of the Historical Commission for a 3-year term. Please present this appointment at the next City Council meeting on Monday, March 10th, 2014. Thank you for your courtesy and cooperation. Very truly yours, Daniel Rizzo, Mayor. Calendar item number 6. This is a communication from the Mayor relative to the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, dated March 7th, 2014. Dear Councilors, it is with great pleasure that I submit for your review and edification the first comprehensive annual financial report that the city has ever produced. This report compiles financial information from numerous areas of city government and the community at large. These statistical data and the trending over the past 10 years allow for a more intense review of the city's financial performance. This document has been produced in a format consistent with the recommendation of the Government Finance Officers Association, the GFOA. Further, the city has applied for a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting program from the GFOA. When I came into office a little over 2 years ago, it was one of my goals to improve the way that the city approached financial reporting, budgeting, and fiscal responsibility. This report is a step in that direction. This report has been received and been looked upon by various financial institutions in a very favorable way. It has been noted that this type of progressive reporting is what money markets look for and expect from cities and towns. Please remember that this is a work in progress and will continue to evolve to meet the vigorous standards set forth by the Government Financial Officers Association, the GFOA. In closing, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to George Anzoni, Director of Finance, for his diligence and commitment to the completion of this report. If there are any further questions, please contact him directly. Very truly yours, Daniel Rizzo, Mayor. Calendar item number 7. This is a communication from the Mayor relative to the Standard & Poor's Rating Services Report Upgrade, dated March 7th, 2014. Dear Councilors, on January 29th, 2014, George Anzoni, the Director of Finance, and I, along with Ms. Cynthia McNerney of First Southwest Financial Advisors, participated in a bond rating conference call with Ms. Apple Lowe, a credit rating analyst with Standard & Poor's Rating Services. Numerous topics concerning the city's finances, future economic outlook, educational expense, and debt service were discussed in intense detail. Additional reports and supporting documentation were then forwarded to Ms. Lowe at her request. After a full review, and satisfied that the city had provided all the necessary documents requested, the City of Revere was granted a bond rating of AA- with a stable outlook. This is an upgrade from last year's A+ rating. The city is now in a high-grade investment category. As you are aware, S&P rates the financial stability of countries, corporations, and municipalities across the globe. With this upgrade, the city will be able to be more competitive in the financial markets and realize a substantial savings in the interest costs that will be due and payable for the issuance of future debt. At this time, I would like to address your attention to the outlook for the city as stated in the report. Quote, The stable outlook reflects our opinion of Revere's strong budgetary performance, supported by very strong liquidity and budgetary flexibility. For these reasons, we do not expect to change the rating within the outlook's 2-year time frame. Credit improvements depend on the significant mitigation of the city's long-term liabilities and maintenance of its strong budgetary performance." End quote. This upgrade would not have been possible without the help and support of the City Council by working hand in hand with my administration to improve the city of Revere that we all hold dearly. In closing, I would like to once again reoffer my thanks and gratitude to George Anzoni, the Director of Finance, for his invaluable assistance in helping to secure this upgrade. Very truly yours, Daniel Rizzo, Mayor. Calendar item number 8. This is a motion presented by Councilor Novoselsky that the Mayor requests the Traffic Commission to amend Title 10 of the Revere Revised Ordinances as follows. Section 1, Title 10, Chapter 10.32, Section 10.32.160 of the Revised Ordinances of the City of Revere, buses and taxis away from stops or stands, is hereby amended by adding the following subsections to the end of the section. A. The owner or lessee of any bus, taxicab, hackney, pupil, or livery shall be allowed to park in metered parking spaces, provided such owner or lessee pays the parking meter and does not violate the time limit restrictions of the metered parking space. B. The owner or lessee of any bus, taxicab, hackney, pupil, or livery shall be allowed to park in parking spaces designated as 15-minute parking or 30-minute parking, provided such owner or lessee does not violate the time limit restrictions of parking spaces designated as such. And this has been before the Council, a reading of the Revere City Council Agenda for the meeting of Monday, March 10th, 2014. I'm Rick Promise, and I'll see you at the Council.